Well, I mean, Eamon, I've honestly lost count of how many people have come out against R. Kelly and accused him of sexual assault. But I can tell you that the first instance happened in 1997, I believe. And she was paid off allegedly $250,000 to keep quiet. But that he appears on the scene in 1993, and 1997 is the first time we hear of an accuser. But it 1994, he secretly married the R&B singer Aaliyah when she was 15 years old. He was 27 years old. He paid off government officials to get her a fake ID so they could get married. It was all very salacious. So, I mean, he has been a predator for quite some time and used numerous people, including government officials, to hide some of these sexual assaults and to hide some of these relationships. But a predator, a sexual abuser, and, just really a control freak, keeping these young girls locked in his home, locked in their bedrooms. They had to ask his permission to use the restroom. They weren't allowed to have cell phones. They were scolded or physically abused if they made eye contact or acknowledged another male in the room. And it wasn't just young women he assaulted, Eamon and Isabel. We also heard from a young man throughout the trial in September of 2021 accusing R. Kelly of sexual assault.
See, part of the defense was that he himself was abused, and therefore that's why he became an abuser. How did that go down?
Yes. So it was also a mitigating factor, which is what they utilized to get the judge, try to get some sympathy from the judge and hope that the judge would give him a lesser sentence to try to justify this behavior. But the judge was having none of it. She said, absolutely not. Look at all of these people here in this courtroom that you abused. They did not turn around and do the same thing. So the judge really, while she was sympathetic towards what he experienced, it was absolutely no excuse for what he's done over the last, several decades to numerous amounts of women. I don't know, Isabel, this strikes me as something that you would watch because you and I are very similar, but there was an entire documentary series called Surviving R. Kelly, where these women spoke out, countless amounts of women spoke out about being locked in cars, having to use the restroom in the back seat of a van because no one would let them out of a car because R. Kelly hadn't given them permission, being separated from their families for years at a time, just really haunting stories. And this, keep in mind, all of this started happening in 1997. None of this was public until BuzzFeed wrote an article in 2017. So all of this horrible stuff is happening to these young women. People are calling them liars. People are burying it. No one believes them until a BuzzFeed article in 2017.